Hello everyone, it is I, Mark S.W. Welcome back to my channel and my last video for 2024. Or my first video for 2025, depending on when I upload this video. It's been a crazy year. So it is a tradition on my YouTube channel for me to do a end of year video highlighting some of my best bits of the year. So in the past I've done rewind videos, but I thought I'd go back to doing my top 5 moments of the year. I haven't done one for a while. Before I start the countdown, do give this video a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, because at the time I'm recording this video, I am so close to 3,000 subscribers, and when I get 3,000 subscribers, I may have something special for you guys. Number 5, the House of Lords. For those of you who haven't seen my photos on Instagram, I was invited to the House of Lords for a special event that was hosted by Small Business Britain. It was a special gathering event dedicated to those with disabilities, whether it's physical or internal, for those who want to become entrepreneurs, who want to set up their own businesses, or like me, who want to get involved into freelance work. And if you'd like me to do some freelance work for you, check out my Fiverr page and you'll find out what I do. Now, the reason I was invited to this event was because this year I took part in the Lilac Review. It's a sort of support group / organisation that's dedicated to helping disabled people get recognised in the world of business. Usually people like me who have disabilities, sometimes we struggle getting a job, because either because we have the disabilities and the organisations don't want to take on people with disabilities, or it's because they're not disabled friendly enough. I've mentioned this in some of my past videos, but I've always struggled to try and get a normal, typical job. This is because people don't want me because I'm autistic, or they're just not following the guidelines to make their organisations disabled friendly. It is true that we do have to work in places that we may not want to work in, but these days it's not a question of want, it's also a question of can. So let me give you an example. Say a disabled person is very good at stocking shelves, but the question is, can they stock shelves in a busy supermarket where it's always noisy and crowded? Or would they be better off stocking shelves in a smaller shop, like maybe a charity shop where it's nice and quiet and there's not that many people around? I don't know if it's pronounced stocking or stacking, well, whatever the word is, I think you guys know what I mean. It is true that getting a job to earn some money is important, but it's not as important as the safety for people with disabilities. That has priority. It's very important that they're working in a safe, comfortable and a friendly working environment. And if getting a job is not an option, then they may want to become self-employed, so either run their own business or, like me, do freelance work. So I shared my opinions with the Lilac Review on their pages, and they've done a shout out to me, and I thank them for that. And because of this, they invited me to the House of Lords to network with other businesses that I might be able to offer my services. So if they want maybe a video editor or an animator or someone who's good at photography, then I can help them. It's not every day you get to go to somewhere important like the House of Lords, and a lot of my friends are saying, oh, are you going to come back as a sir? Well, I'll settle for an MBE, to be honest. Number 4, my new studio and office. For the last 3 years I've been making preparations for my house renovation, and yes, it has taken 3 years. There's all the preparing, making plans, and moving all the furniture, then you got to get the builders in, they've got to do all the rewiring, the plumbing, and then you got to do all the painting, put the furniture back in and get new furniture. Such a palaver. And because I'm autistic, I don't do palavers. But now it's finally over. In the words of Father Jack, thank Christ! It's not something I would actually put on this list, but because I got the chance to redesign my office and build some sort of studio for when I want to do videos like this, you know, when I'm sitting down and talking to you guys, then this is a good opportunity to have a think about it, because in the past when I've done videos like this, I've either done it in my bedroom or in my living room or somewhere else, depending on when the renovation was going on. But now it's actually nice to have a sort of proper studio type setting, like my space background. And I know you might not be able to see much of it because of the light. Originally this background was going to be different. As you see, it's a black background, but I was thinking of painting a space background on it. Maybe something like my nebula type pictures like you see in my ident video. But someone told me that it might be too expensive to try and paint it, and it could be difficult if you make mistakes. But of course, if you're Bob Ross, you don't make mistakes, you have happy accidents. But of course, I'm no Bob Ross, so I thought maybe it would be better to get posters or something, or maybe a canvas. So which is one of the ideas I had in mind, which wasn't selected, but I've had to go with it because, like I said, it saves money. In a future video, I'll do a guided tour of my studio and office for you guys, but this is what the original plan looks like. This is what I sort of had in mind. I sort of converted it into half office, half studio, so they're both in the same place. This way I thought if I ever did live videos in the future, then my computer in my office is very close to the studio, so we don't have to do everything next door. I confess I've always been a late developer when it comes to these kind of things. So like new phone, new computer, new technology, new studio. I've always been late. I didn't get an iPhone until 2015. I think it's really because of money. These things are just too expensive. What's that old saying? Boys don't grow up, their toys get more expensive. True. Number 3, Stand By for Action 2. Stand By for Action is a concert dedicated to the music of Gerry Anderson shows. So the first event was back in 22, but I couldn't go to that one. But I was able to go to this year's event, Stand By for Action 2, Tune of Danger. Now this took place at the Symphony Orchestra Hall in Birmingham, and I had a wonderful time. It was good to see my old friends again, and a lot of model displays to have a look at, and people came in cosplay, and the music, bellissimo. If you had to ask me my favourite piece, it's definitely the Martian section, because Mars has been used a lot in Gerry Anderson shows, so I had a section all to do with Mars. So first they played the end title sequence for Captain Scarlet, then the Mysterons theme, followed by the Rock Snakes from the Thunderbirds movie, and then finally SOS, one of Kate Kestrel's songs from Terrorhawks. One of my friends was actually crying when she heard Kate's song, and I don't blame her. It's definitely something great to listen to. And I'm hoping for the next concert, if there's going to be a Stand By for Action 3, they'll play more of Kate's songs. As well as the music, I do have 2 highlights of the event. The first one was, the event was held just after David Graham's 99th birthday, and he does the voice of Parker, Brains, and of course he's one of the early Dalek voices. So we all did a birthday message for him. Of course he sadly passed away in September, and I'm hoping that there'll be some special tributes for him, especially next year, because next year he would have been 100 years old. My second highlight was the little audio performance of Stingray that they put on in honour of the 60th anniversary of Stingray. So we had lots of famous voice actors up on stage, like Nicholas Briggs, Wayne Forrester, Mark Silk, and they were all reading sections from The Deadly Uprising. It's a new Stingray story that's been released. I think there are 5 stories that have been done for the anniversary. It was great listening to it, and it was also very funny as well, especially because one of the ladies who was doing the vocals, she got to play Marina. So she was doing like lots of movements to represent Marina, and we just all burst out laughing because we all know Marina can't talk. Number 2, my Norwich train adventure. I've got a friend who lives in Norwich. Like me, he's autistic and he's into Thomas the Tank Engine, Jerry Anderson shows. He's also into the DC Universe and Power Rangers. Scott Blakicki. If you're watching this, Scott, and if I've pronounced your surname wrong, then I am sorry. Anyway, he invited me to Norwich for sort of a train adventure. And I like trains, so yeah, I went along and we filmed several videos there. So the things we did, we went to the Model Railway exhibition, which is usually held once a year, and there's a good collection and displays of model railways and some bits and pieces that you can buy as well. And then we went to the North Norfolk Railway, where we did some filming for a documentary, you could say, or part of a documentary. We also went to the Blur Valley Railway, which is a smaller railway line. And we also filmed a very popular trend that was going on, the of course trend. That's the one where you say something and then say, of course, blah, blah, blah. So for us, it's, I love trains, of course, blah, blah, blah. Other videos we filmed, for Scott's channel, he did an interview with me, so I told him about my interest in all the things I like trains and Thomas and Thunderbirds. Lots of teas there. And also about my adventure in 2023 and how I saved the world. And Scott got involved in that as well. And another video we did, it's a sort of pilot for a project we sort of have in mind. A sort of a Thomas Mastermind quiz. See how well do we know Thomas the Tank Engine, especially this year, 24, marks its 40th anniversary for the TV series. And then next year, 25 will mark the 80th anniversary of the books. So even though I have a Thomas project in the works and it's still going on, Scott recommended why don't we do like maybe another Thomas video, like a sort of games night, like the one I did back in 2019 with my Anderson friends. Now Scott doesn't want to do it on his channel, he wants to do it on my channel, which I have agreed to, but it does need planning out first. And we want to try and get other people involved, like another friend of ours, Ross. So if we can get more people involved, then we can do it as a proper games night video. On the subject of anniversary projects, we now come to my top pick for 2024. Number 1, BBC 2's 60th anniversary project. In honour of the 60th anniversary of the famous TV channel BBC 2, I decided to do my own ident videos, similar to the ones that they used to have from 1991 to 2001. That's when the number 2 is doing different things. These things that the 2 does varies from being covered in neon lights to crashing into a big pile of powder, from looking like a fluffy dog that spins round to a radio-controlled car. Now I did make some BBC 2 idents when I first started YouTube, but with the anniversary, I thought let's do some more and remaster the old ones that I made. When I was doing this project, it required a variety of different styles. Some of it was live action, some of it was CGI, and some of it was graphics. But it really showed that variety. That's why this project was my number 1 pick for this year. It really showed what I can do in different visual styles. Another reason why I enjoyed this project was because it was very nostalgic. It really took me back to when I used to watch the old BBC 2 idents and the programmes they used to show. And because of this, it gave me an idea. After my adventure in 2023, fighting the Skull Hackers, I thought I should re-upload my adventures as smaller parts, because there were 32 videos, and usually most YouTubers that go on these big adventures, they re-upload them into longer videos, so they combine the parts together. So I re-uploaded them as 6 parts, but I thought, well, why not give it a bit of a twist? Because with the anniversary of BBC 2, what if they were being broadcasted on BBC 2? What would the trailers look like? Well, like give it an opening title and closing title, and maybe come up with some made-up trailers for what else could be on BBC 2. And it also sort of re-sparked an idea or a theory I had many months ago. What if famous YouTube series were broadcasted on a TV channel it would be maybe BBC Two, because sometimes they do show shows from America, like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and they used to show Third Rock from the Sun before it moved to Channel 4. In one of my shorts, you may see a video called "What if Escape the Night was broadcasted on BBC Two?" And that got me thinking even more, because the 90s, we would have had videotapes before we had DVDs and online streaming. So what if YouTube series were on videotapes? And that got my creative mind thinking even more, and I thought, well, if they did, what would the covers look like for the videotapes? So as a sort of a fun project in my own time, I made some video covers of YouTube series that could be released onto videotapes. And I thought, maybe I should do some more. Then maybe I could do some sort of project with these. Like some YouTubers, they've taken the old videotapes and they've uploaded these videos, like the opening scene and the closing scene of this videotape. Maybe do something like that, a sort of a mock approach, which is what the BBC Two idents were, a mock idents. So yeah, it's nostalgic projects like this that I really like getting involved in. So my plans for 2025? Well, it should be less hectic now the renovation work in my house is done. And I do have some videos planned, because I will be continuing with the Thomas the Tank Engine anniversary project. There are 3 more videos to go. Expect the next video in January, then one in April, and then the last one in May, which will be at the same time for the 80th anniversary of the books. And talking of anniversaries, 2025 will be the 60th anniversary of Thunderbirds. And as you all know, Thunderbirds fan, I do have something in mind for that. And on the subject of Gerry Anderson, I'm hoping to get the new Gerry Anderson action figures, and if I do, I'll do a toy review of them, because I haven't done a toy review for a while. Another anniversary video I'll be doing is in honour of the 20th anniversary of the new series of Doctor Who. I'll also do a video where I'll give you a tour of my new studio and office, because some of you guys have seen the building process, but I'll give you the proper guided tour. So these are just some of the things to look out for. So if you're looking forward to these upcoming videos, like I said, do subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload them. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to follow me on my social sites like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and many others. I'm active on some of them. And I hope you guys have a happy new year, and I'll see you in 2025. Over and out.